in order, please rise for the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, let's move on to roll call.
Mayor Steve King.
Present.
Councilmember Richard Orban.
Here.
Rick Sordell.
Here.
Kristen Klisch.
Here.
Tim Brown.
Here.
Next, I'll entertain a motion for adopting tonight's agenda. Moved by Mr. Brown, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. McClish. Is there any discussion before I call for the question? Hearing none, I'll call for the question. All those in favor of adopting tonight's agenda signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 5-0. I will now entertain a motion to approve tonight's consent agenda.
Mr. Weir, make that motion.
Mr. McClish will make the motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Second for Mr. Orban. Is there any discussion before I call for the question? Hearing none, all those in favor of tonight's consent agenda signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 5-0. Item 5, the meeting is open to the public. Barb, do we have anybody sign up?
Yes, we do. First one, Steve Phil.
Do we have a time out here?
Steve Bellman, 22766 Poppy Street, Northwest. I'd like to say thank you to the city council for purchasing a new speed sign. It's just put up on mine, in fact, it's on my lot on Poppy Street since Wednesday. But what I'm seeing is it flashes lights if they're going above 30. And I saw today, for instance, a lady that was going 38, I was pointing the sign, and she was still speeding. So it's going to be a retraining, is my point here. Some people are slowing down, and right after the sign, they're starting to speed up again. So, like I say, it's only been there since Wednesday. But what I want to bring the attention to the council is because it's a temporary sign, it's going to be moved around to other streets, not just mine, on a permanent basis. That, I think, along with random police presence, tagging some people, making a statement to them. I think what you heard in the pocketbook a little bit, and their insurance or whatever, needs to understand that slowing down is a good thing to do. I think that's a good thing, and I think also, I've been talking to Joe Coleman in Public Works, and I'm hoping that we can get a stop sign on 227th and hopefully maybe 228 like they do in Champlin. I have a friend that lives in Champlin, and they have bigger city blocks, but they have numerous stop signs with slow traffic down. We can't put speed bumps on Poppy Street, but I'm hoping that a speed, stop sign, at least halfway, if not two of them, might make it more user unfriendly to use that road over there for a shortcut from Lakeford Boulevard to First Street. And I think the stop signs would do that. But I think mixed with that, and I think random police presence, along with the new sign, I think we can cure the solving problem and maybe an accident could happen down the road. So I really want to thank you for doing the sign. It was a good purchase. I hope you might get another one down the road. It's a good first step. So thanks.
Thank you.
Okay.
Anyone else?
One more person, Melissa Paul. We've got her for portable storage.
Please step up, state your name and address, and then you'll have 3 minutes on it.
It's Melissa Holm. I'm at 23909 Youth Street in St. Francis. And I guess I'm questioning the city of St. Francis. I have received a order to stop work. We purchased a portable building that's not on a permanent slab. And talking to other people, they have never been required to get a permit. So I've gotten a complaint about a permit for a portable shed when we have people with permanent structures that don't never pull the permit. So I'm wondering where the logistics is of a permit versus a portable shed that's not on a foundation.
You'd have to talk to city staff
Okay.
or building inspector.
Okay. Is he present today?
Yes, Andy's here.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else?
No one else.
All right, moving on to petitions, requests, and applications. Is public hearing certifying assessments for delinquent utilities, miscellaneous invoices, and administrative fines, resolution 2015-60. Anything on this before we open up the Just Mayor and Council, this is just an annual process that we go through, just certifying for utility bills and other bills that are owed to the city, to this property taxes next year, so one of this. The process started back in September, and it got the business to focus. Any question about that, certainly.
Council, any questions for our finance director? Thank you, Darcy. All right, with that, I will open the public hearing. Is 6:06. Is there anyone here who would like to speak about this subject? Anyone here would like to speak about this subject? Hearing none, I'll close the public hearing at 6:07. Okay, I will entertain a motion for resolution 2015-60, which authorizes and directs certification of municipal utility services, maintenance of private property, administrative civil notice fees, and repair of lease as agreed upon premises.
So.
Mr. Brown makes a motion. Do I have a second?
I will second.
Mr. Squirrell makes a second. Gentlemen, is there any discussion before I call to the question? Is there any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the question. All those in favor of passing resolution 2015-60 signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 5-0. Next is a PUD amendment and site plan review for St. Francis Transitional Care Facility. This is resolution 2015-61. Mr. Sparks, did you have anything on this?
Yes, it is. Good evening, honorable members of council. We have before us an application for a plan unit development amendment and site plan review to allow for an assisted living facility called the St. Francis Transitional Care Facility to be built on parcel of land that was created as part of some of the ponds golf course PUD. There were some parcels on 229 that were created for commercial land use as part of the PUD, but no specific plan for those lots was created. This parcel is in between the golf course clubhouse parking lot and the American Legion. It's unaddressed, and it's in the 2900 block of 229. The proposal is for an 89-unit, 3-story building that will be sided with wood and stone siding, and it would require consideration as a plan of development, the flexibility to height standards and those building standards. It will give it more of a residential look than what would typically be allowed for in a commercial district. While it is zoned PUD refers these parcels to the city's commercial standard. Planning Commission reviewed it and noted that it meets the zoning in all other areas and found that those flexibilities would be a benefit to the city, and recommended approval of the request. If you have any more detail on that, I can go into it. Otherwise, Councilmember Squirrell is also present at the meeting, and I can answer the question.
Council, do you have any questions for Mr. Sparks?
I don't necessarily have any questions, but what's written here is what the UNC Commission came up with the recommendations. Pretty cut pride.
Is there any discussion? I just say I, for one, am very excited about this facility coming in here. This is something we've needed, I know, for a long time. We have many calls from young families with elderly parents looking for a place that they can stay close. So this is a wonderful thing, and I thank you for coming. All right, is there any more discussion? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion for resolution 2015-61, approving a planned unit development amendment and site and building plan review for the St. Francis Transitional Care Facility. Mr. Mayor. Mr. McClish makes the motion. Do I have a second? Second from Mr. Brown. Okay, is there any further discussion before I call for the question? All those in favor of passing resolution 2015-61 signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes 5-0. Next.
Thank you, Council.
Thank you. Next, ordinance 209, second series, floodplain, second reading. All right, do I have a motion to pass ordinance 209, second series, and ordinance amending section 10-81, adopting revised floodplain ordinance?
I'll make that motion.
We have a motion to approve from Mr. Walker. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second from Mr. Scordo. Is there any discussion before I call for the question? Hearing none, I'll make a roll call vote. Mr. Workman?
Aye.
Mr. Brown?
Aye.
Mr. Scordo?
Aye.
Mr. McCutcheon?
Aye.
Mayor votes aye. Moving on to resolution 2015-62, summary publication of ordinance 209, second sentence.
So,
I'll have a motion to approve?
yes.
Okay. A motion to approve 2015-62 by Mr. Brown. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. McClish. Is there any discussion before I call for the question? Hearing none, all those in favor of passing resolution 2015-62 signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes 5-0. Next, ordinance 210, second series, declaring city-owned real estate as surplus property. This is the second reading. I will entertain the motion for approval.
Mr. Mayor, I'll make a motion to approve ordinance 210, second series.
Mr. Scordo makes a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Mr. Ogden. Is there any discussion before I call for the question? Hearing none, all those in favor of passing ordinance 210 signify by roll call. Another roll call vote. Mr. McClish?
Aye.
Okay. Mr. Brown?
Aye.
Mr. Workman?
Aye.
Mr. Scordo?
Aye.
And the mayor votes aye. Okay, carry away. Next, resolution 2015-63, summary publication of ordinance 210, second sentence. I will entertain a motion to pass resolution 2015-63.
So,
Mr. Brown makes the motion. Do I have a second?
second.
Second by Mr. McClish. Is there any discussion before I call for the question? Hearing none, I'll call for the question. All those in favor of passing resolution 2015-63 signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes 5-0. Moving on, ordinance 211, second series, amending fee schedule for building permits. 1997 Uniform Building Code within the city of St. Francis. This is the first reading. I will entertain a motion to pass ordinance 211.
I'll make that motion to pass.
Mr. Brown makes a motion to pass. Do I have a second? I'll make the second. Before I call for the question, is there any discussion? Mr. Wolf.
Is there any rationale behind the numbers we came up with? Are they cover costs, or I guess it seems pretty random, the ones that they selected to increase?
This is the 1997 UBC Uniform Building Code fee schedule. So our current fees are a little bit different than the UBC documents. So this is bringing that back in line.
Okay.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the question. All those in favor of passing ordinance 211, amending fee schedule for building permits within the city of St. Francis? This will be a roll call vote. Mr. Brown?
Aye.
Mr. Shortall?
Aye.
Mr. McQuish? Aye. Mr. Orr?
Aye.
Mayor votes aye. Okay, ordinance 212, second series amending section 2-9-1 of the city code regarding the fee schedule, the first reading. So we need a motion to pass ordinance 212.
Mr. Mayor, I'll make that motion.
Mr. McQuish makes the motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Orr. Is there any discussion before I call for the question? Hearing none, another roll call vote. Mr. McQuish.
Aye.
Mr. Orr.
Aye.
Mr. Shortall.
Aye.
Mr. Brown.
Aye.
Mayor votes aye. Okay, we got through that one. Round 2. Moving on to the reports of consultants and staff members. The police, the electronic speed sign. Chief?
Evening, Mayor, Council. As was pointed out earlier, the electric speed sign has been up. We haven't had official training on it yet. They asked if we get it up and put it out for several weeks so we could start collecting data. And then they would run a class for us to get some of us on board with all the options and what it can show, what it can't show. We did have it placed up on Pedersen for a while, some of you saw that. The information I'm about to give you is not sealing concrete, okay? It's flawed because I don't know if we're reading exactly everything right. So, but when I was on Pedersen, we were logging over 1,000 vehicles a day on Pedersen. So it kind of gives you an idea of flow of traffic. And were there some speeds that were higher than they should be? Yes, there was. I know the current street that it's on has been of interest for quite a while. And on that street, we have a one-day window picture of last week on Wednesday for a 24-hour period, what kind of traffic was there. And, were there some speeders? Yes. Overall, I mean, it was pretty impressive that it logged approximately 109 vehicles for a 24-hour period. And, it says the average speed for them was 25.06 miles per hour. Highest speed was 47 miles an hour, and lowest speed is 5. I'm not big on that kind of deal with the averages because you get a couple mail carriers or a couple people turning in their driveway, which is going to give you the 5 mile an hour and low speeds versus the average speeds that are a little higher. It's going to make it look, the average is going to look really nice. And there are some higher. But from looking at the speeds, it's kind of pretty much similar to the gentleman earlier stated, is that there are some 38 mile an hour, some 34s, 37s, 33s. From this initial snapshot, which is not by any means, I think, anything we should make a decision on, judgment, right, until we get all of the keys figured out on this machine. It looks like there is some small problem there, but it doesn't look to be correct. It is interesting, and it's come a long ways compared to our old ones. This is kind of what we have. Any questions?
Council, any questions?
For the speed sign, is it, keep track of just one direction of traffic, or is it from both ways?
That's a great question, and we're waiting for a turn. And because it was a little deceptive, some Paul said to myself when discussing it, it was a point of topic. In the old software, with the old machine, when it did work, it was saying, it would tell you southbound and northbound traffic. So I'm going to say this one's capable of it. I'm not sure we have it set that. So that's why I say, please don't take these numbers to the bank or anything. It's just kind of a crude snapshot of what we got out there. So, hopefully in the very near future, I'll say in probably a couple of weeks, we'll be able to start actually mining data out of it that's accurate and management and answers to such as, like we have with one of our.
Right, any other questions? Thanks, Chief.
You betcha.
Moving on, for city administrator.
Members of the council, I would like to present Chief Armstrong has accepted a conditional employment offer for the Community Economic Development Director position. Kind of outlining the staff report here. So this will be contingent on city council approval tonight. And if the council does approve of the offer, we anticipate start date to be November 30th.
Council, have any questions for Mr. Coleman? Hearing none, then I will entertain the motion to approve.
I'll make that motion to approve.
Mr. Vaughn makes a motion to approve, do I have a second?
Mr. Mayor, I will second.
Mr. Scorrell seconds. Before I call for the question, is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of hiring Kate Dunstrom as our Community Economic Development Director, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes 5-0. Anything else, Mr. Coleman? Now we'll move on to the reports from the council members. Mr. Orr?
I don't really have anything other than, when I'm trick-or-treating on Halloween, and it was nice to see all the community out. I think we're, only community I've ever lived in where they go, took a trailer up to a hay bale and carry kids all around the neighborhood, kind of neat to see, so. But it's good to see everyone else, so.
Mr. Scorrell?
I believe my work schedule works out. I think I'm going to miss the planning and zoning commission meeting on the 18th. Because I will let Joe know for sure, but we need to find a suitable replacement if there is a P&Z meeting. And again, if my travel schedule holds true to what I know right now, I think I'll miss December 7th council meeting. Other than that, I guess the only other thing I wanted to mention is, I guess, you know, last time I asked for a little bit more reporting from departments, and I kind of clarified with Joe what I'd really like to see. I want to see us take some credit for our accomplishments. You know, again, here I look at the section for reports. We have one department head come and tell us, hey, we did something good this week. That's the kind of stuff I think we got to take more credit for. I didn't use my words, I think, last meeting the way I really wanted. It was kind of a crappy day for me that day. That's what I really wish I'd like to see. You know, our staff does a lot of good things. You know, we have folks that come here, we have folks that watch us online. They don't always get to see the insight into that kind of stuff. That's kind of want to clarify my comment that I made last council meeting.
Mr. Bush? Mr. Brown?
Last Thursday evening, I attended the fire district meeting in Bethel, and we were going to take a vote on the budget, and there wasn't enough elected officials there, so we didn't. So it was just a general meeting for the fire departments throughout the county. Somewhat interesting.
Yes.
No, that's about it.
We go to the report from the mayor. On the 21st of October, I attended the Anoka County Joint Law Enforcement Committee meeting. A lot of what they're doing right now is talking about communication records as they put in some new systems. But one of the things that they brought up I thought was really quite interesting, and that was car thefts. Since January 1st up to October, Anoka County has had 234 cars stolen. 171 were recovered in Anoka County, 31 in other states, and currently 32 not recovered. I thought that was kind of an interesting thing. So be careful with your car keys. Make sure your cars are locked. And then on the 23rd of October, I attended the Police Lives Matter event down in Coon Rapids. Wow, what a phenomenal event. There were over 1,000 people there throughout the night. So far, they've raised $8,100 for fallen officers. And they're still raising money through the sale of t-shirts. So they've still got a little bit more coming in, but what a phenomenal thing it really was. I have never seen such a great turnout for our law enforcement. I was happy to see it. I also got to spend some very good quality time with Mayor Coker, who ran this. We talked about a lot of things working back and forth together, so who knows what could work out with that. If people are watching and listening, I want to let you know there has been a little bit of confusion. St. Francis has no elections this year. There's no election here tomorrow. I know some municipalities do, some school districts do, but we do not. So if you have any questions on that, feel free to call City Hall. We don't have anything. And as it looks right now, I have a business conflict, so I probably will not be at the next one. Moving on, is there any old business? Mr. Brown?
Do this old is, well back we spent a lot of time and effort and discussion and money on sign ordinances. And for the most part, there was been compliance. In fact, we had our local dentist put a very nice sign, positive sign up for the city. Unfortunately, we had to charge a permit fee for it, which they didn't like too much. But I did notice in the parking lot of County Market, there's a box truck with an advertisement on it. Looks awful lot like a street sign. I'm wondering if they bought a permit for that, or if they're going through a loophole. If there is, I'd like to get it filled somehow. Because I don't think it's fair the rest of the businesses are in compliance. Either that, or we're going to have a whole string of box trucks sitting on that parking lot. So we're going to do something about it. All I got.
Any other old business? Hearing none, I'll move on to new business. Is there any new business? Is there any new business? Any new business? Hearing none, we stand adjourned. Thank you.